Jackie, and I'm here with Alex of Atreyu, day 2,
How's it going?
Vans Warped Tour, 25th anniversary. I'm like on Red Bull and Hope right about now. I don't know
Yeah.
about you.
That sounds like a good time. I've been pounding veggie burgers all day.
I'm jealous of your food.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
So the last time we spoke was, I believe, Baltimore Soundstage
Yeah.
a couple of months ago, give or take, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. I can't keep track anymore.
Goes by fast for me. I think it was like November.
That sounds about right.
Last year.
Yes. Okay. So what's gone on for Atreyu since then? What are some highlights?
We just did a Spring Invasion tour with Motionless in White. We're on the Disrupt tour. We're playing some of these Warp dates. The guys we went to Europe. I unfortunately was injured and did not go to Europe. I had to have some surgery and stuff, but been rocking, been busy. I'm happy to just be out here doing stuff.
Feeling good now?
I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better.
Better I like. I'll take that.
Better is good.
Yes. Why is June such an important month for this band?
June? I don't know.
We're still in June, aren't we? Oh, shoot. There's just a lot going on for your band, I feel like, right now.
Yeah, I mean, been between Disrupt and this, and then getting back from Europe. Yeah, we're jumping around.
So what does, I don't know how many times you've played Warped Tour, but I feel like Warped has such a legacy. What
Yeah.
legacy comes to mind when you think about it?
For me, it's like all the great punk rock bands like Rancid and NoFX and Bad Religion and stuff like that, Offspring. So it's cool to see some of those bands out here today and yesterday, and through the course of these shows.
How did you go about choosing your set list for Warped Tour versus the tour that you're on now for Disrupt?
We cut 2 songs off the other set, and there we were.
Because they gave you a shorter time.
Yeah, it's a shorter set, so we just basically trimmed down the other one. It's pretty easy.
Nice. So I know that we talked in November about In Our Wake. Do you guys have plans yet to follow that up, or are you sort of still in that touring cycle?
Yeah, I think we're still rocking that for a little bit. We just put out a video for the new single House of Gold, which is pretty interesting, wild video. So we'll be riding that for a little bit, and we've got a couple more tours coming up that we're going to announce before we start thinking about new stuff, maybe next year.
Is there a pressure that you feel to keep a momentum, or just when it feels right to you?
Yeah, I think it's when it feels right to us. We don't really necessarily feel pressure anymore, other than what we place on ourselves.
I think that's fair. Last time we talked about the role of music streaming. Do you think that bands, and maybe your band in particular or not, want to put out something that is cohesive and one message, or diverse because of music streaming?
I think for us, like when we make an album, we're just making a collection of songs. So for us, we're fine with that, you know what I mean? But it's nice to have a full cohesive listen to something sometimes too.
I kind of wonder where music is headed as far as like albums. We have stores that no longer sell CDs anymore.
Yeah, I feel like pretty soon, eventually, you'll just see EPs and singles, and bands will just be making EPs and singles every couple months. I think the full-length album is unfortunately maybe going the way of the buffalo. I'm not saying that we're going to abandon it, but it seems like that's the case.
That's what I'm feeling too. But do you find that you're getting either more attention or more fans or more ticket sales for the live shows as a response to the streaming?
Man, I don't know how to judge a correlation between the two, other than, I mean, our streams do okay and our live shows do okay, so hopefully, there's that crossover there a little bit.
So you just put out a music video. So what role do music videos have now in music?
I think it's totally different because MTV and stuff's gone. I think it's more of a platform for people who enjoy your band to check it out and then maybe spread the word to people that might not also see it, by like tagging their friend, like, hey, check out this video or something like that. I think it's taken on a whole new role because there isn't really a video platform anymore.
I think it's more of a search engine than anything else. It's like, oh, I like this band, let me type it in. Maybe this is a song from an older album that I didn't hear, or they're friends or in the same suggested group as.
It was definitely like, it kind of just shows like the instant gratification culture that we live in, where you can just get as much of what you want right away and you don't have to watch like 7 Korn videos or whatever else is good in respect to Korn, but you get my point, like whatever other 7 videos that you have to watch before you get to the song that you want to hear. Well, that's also good in a way because you get exposed maybe to bands and music you wouldn't always hear instead of just hearing what you want to hear. But there's good and bads with everything.
Right, like you don't get to hear a whole album because you're no longer purchasing the whole album, so you're not hearing the sort of the B-sides and some of the things that aren't, if it's not a single, are we going to hear it? I kind of wonder where we're going with this.
Yeah, I think the album definitely becomes more for the diehard fans, and the singles become more for, I don't want to say like fair weather fans, but for people who like that, have more of a short attention span.
I just like holding a CD. That, I mean, at least the one good thing is that the jewel cases are no longer. I mean, it was such a useless thing, as far as like
true.
the extra space that holds. But like holding the booklet and reading the liner notes and the lyrics.
There's a lot to be said for that, you know what I mean? It's a cool way to present art, and it's just changed.
A lot of bands are putting things out, or older albums, or just singles on, vinyl or cassette tape. I'm not quite sure I understand cassette tape because I don't know if there are a lot of cassette tapes out there, but maybe the older cars. Do you see there's a value in that?
I think it's a fun thing. I think as people who may have enjoyed the band age, they were younger and those things were bigger, that it's a fun thing for them to have because it wouldn't have been available otherwise.
So what's up next after Warped and Disrupt?
Warped and Disrupt, we have a few weeks off, and then we have we go to South Africa.
Wow.
We're playing in South Africa. Then we're going to another continent, not South Africa, that I cannot divulge yet, but it's tiny and it's an island. So we'll just put it there. It's a nation, though, so we'll just leave it there.
We'll see how the geography folks do.
And then we're probably announcing a tour that will be in the U.S. in the fall. But I'm probably not supposed to say that, but I did.
You're staying busy, so stay tuned for much more from Atreyu. This is Jackie, thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.